Hi, everyone. I changed my setup here a little bit tonight, so sorry. I just realized that the phone is in the way, right in my face. And I don't know if I'm going to have enough power on my phone. Okay, hang on 2 seconds. Oh, let me figure out how to plug this in and for this not to be too much in the way. Okay, all right, that should work. Hopefully we won't run out of battery here while we're creating. Okay, so anyway, hi everybody. I am Michelle Solis from This Must Be Ink, and welcome to my Stampin' Sip Live. This is Friday night, January 24th, 2025. And so tonight we were going to be working with the birthday celebration bundle and is it birthday celebration paper? Maybe it's Wildflower. Wildflower birthday paper. Okay. Oh, I'm just dropping everything here. I was organized until I went live. Okay. So anyways, that's what we're going to be working with. Welcome. Hey, Lorraine. Okay, everybody take a sip of whatever you brought, and then we're going to get started. I'm drinking some kind of white wine tonight. I don't know. Okay. Let us take this down and take this up. There we go. Okay, so tonight we're going to be working on this little mini journal card. It's what I'm calling it because it looks like a mini journal, but it's really a card. It's just a special card for a special person. So, but I'm going to put that aside for a second and just show you what products we are going to be working with. So this suite is in the mini catalog, and it is on page 42. Starts on page 42. They have a bunch of samples here of some really cool little birthday cards and a little packaging that they've done. This bundle of products comes with this birthday celebration stamp set, which has all these little stamps that say happy birthday, hooray, make a wish. You can do happy cake day. Really, really cute. And then it's got the little banner and some little flowers. And then it's got ST, it's got 2, and it's got THRDND. So why? It's because it comes with these dies with the numbers. So you can say first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, etc. On a birthday card. You can make it personalized for whoever you are making it for. So that is the stamp set and dies. This whole suite also comes with these really pretty little dots. Really nice. They're flat and they coordinate with the colors in the paper. So it's peach pie, pool party, and pretty in pink. These little dots. I love those. And then it comes with this paper. So the paper is gorgeous. We're going to use a few of the pieces tonight. But what's fun about this paper is it's got a sheet here, actually 2 sheets, that punch out. You get all these little die cut pieces. So I can't even show you all the die cut pieces because I've used some of them. But let me show you the ones that I have, some of the ones that I have left. Wait a minute. Hang on to my catalog on the right page. Okay, so 2 of these beautiful bunches of flowers with gold foil accents. 2 balloons. One of the balloons, I haven't finished this card, but I used one of the balloons on the front of this card. So you get 2 balloons. You get 2 of these beautiful bouquets of flowers. I'm still dropping things while I'm talking. two of these, and I love this. So I've already used one of these on the card that we're making tonight, and we'll probably use the second one. There, okay, so then we get a couple pieces of slices of cake with a candle. You get a bunch of little cupcakes, really cute. I've already used a couple of those. You get some big cakes. This one looks more like I would use it for a birthday cake. And then this one that I would use maybe more for like anniversary or a wedding. Really pretty. You get some like a banner with little tassels, two of these, and then a bunch of other little things. So we get a bunch of little, couple of balloons, single balloons, a bunch of floral pieces, a lot of single flowers, really pretty. Just a lot of stuff in here, a bunch of little gold accent pieces. And I have already used a whole bunch of stuff, so. Okay, so you'll see the stuff that I've used as I'm going through the cards that I've made. All right, so I got inspired by this card that's on page 44, this one here in the middle, and I thought, well, this looks like almost like a journal, and then they've used, this is like a three-panel piece that kind of accordion folds. So this is the little card that I'm going to make tonight. Well, my adaptation of it. I don't know if the way I've interpreted it is exactly the way they made it, but I'm going to show you what my measurements and what I did. Okay, so that's the one. But before we get started on that, I want to show you a couple of the cards that I have made with this set so far. So I showed you the one with the balloons. I haven't finished yet. That was just cased right out of the catalog. Then I created this one. And if you guys have a suggestion for me on this, let me know. So this card is, it's an easel card, kind of, but it's going to look like this when it comes out of the envelope. And I think something needs to go here, and I'm not sure what. Anyway, this flap opens, and it says Happy Cake Day. And then it opens this way, and it says Make a Wish. And it can stand up like this. So it's like almost like a double easel card, but I'm not sure. Maybe I should have put Happy Cake Day out here, or maybe I could put something else there. I don't know. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Okay, the second one, or the other one that I've made, is this one, and this is Pool Party cardstock that I've used, and I used a piece of cardstock that I embossed with the Layered Florals 3D embossing folder. So it's got a nice floral pattern in the background. And then it's got this banner piece and another piece of designer series paper from the paper pack. And then this circle was created with the spotlight on nature dies. And then here's one of those birthday cakes. And then I just did a sentiment. So this card was inspired by the catalog as well. But this one came from the templates that are on page 12. So this is the template that I followed, kind of. The general idea of that one. So that was my jumping off point, and then I created this card. Thanks, Lorraine. Yeah, I think the embossed piece looks pretty back there. This one is my absolute favorite card that I've created. So this one also was inspired by the catalog. Let me show you the inspiration picture. So this one is inspired by this one on page 42, and it's this one right here. Oh, I don't know if you can see it real well, but it's got a piece of designer series paper, and then it's got this banner piece, and then a little ribbon up here. But what I did was I took the designer series paper for the front. I did create this banner piece like they did with the same paper with the pool party with the gold. And then instead of make a wish here, I put hooray, and I embossed that in gold. And then I cut these little tassels. So the birthday celebration dies comes with this die that will make this banner piece, like the string for the banner, that piece. And then it's got this little die that will cut this little banner piece, or it could be a pocket. And then it's got these dies that cut these little tassels. So I did 4 tassels in Pool Party, and I just embossed the very edge of the tassels to give them a little bit of, hi Maria, a little bit of sparkle at the bottom. And then I used some of the little floral pieces and the leaves from those die cuts that come with the paper. So that's that one. I think that's my favorite one that I made. Okay, so just a little inspiration to get you thinking about things that are in the catalog and ways that you can kind of make them your own. You don't have to follow them exactly, but that can be a jumping off point for you, and then you take it even further. Okay, so let me put the catalog aside, and then let's look at the card that we're going to play with tonight. Okay, so full disclosure, this is upside down and backwards. So, let me tell you what I did. I created this card. Let me open it for you. So this is actually the back of the card. I thought it was going to be the front, but that's why I haven't decorated it any more than it is right now, because it's backwards. So if you open this, it's upside down and backwards. So I'm going to have to wait. I ran out of Pretty in Pink, so I'm waiting for my shipment of Pretty in Pink to come so that I can redo this and make it right. But anyway, let's pretend it's right. Let's flip it over. Pretend it's correct. All right, so here's the card. It's going to open like this. It's got a little pocket here for a gift card. Made a little pocket, and then under the pocket is that beautiful bouquet of flowers that we have. And then this little piece comes out like that. And I pretty much decorated it exactly the way that it is in the catalog, just a few differences. So on this first panel, they did this little pocket banner piece, which they stamped, cut out some numbers, and then I've got one of the little die cuts and the little flowers up there. The second panel, I used a piece of designer series paper, and I cut that banner piece apart, this piece, cut that apart and made that here. And then this third panel is a little pocket that I created for this little piece to go in. And this comes from that piece of designer series paper that you get with this set. It's got these tags. You can see them. All these tags that you can cut out. So that's this one here. And then it's also got all these little pieces that you can use for card fronts. These little pieces you can use for sentiments or the backing of a sentiment. So that's where that came from. And then that, I just put a piece of white on the back so I could write a little message there. And then I made a little pocket and decorated that little pocket. So that's going to fold up and go inside. And when I get my Pretty in Pink paper, I will decorate this. This is upside down, so I've got it. It's a mess. I created the card before I put the outside on. Don't do that. We're going to talk about that as we get going here. All right, so we're going to put this aside someplace where I can find it again. There we go. All right, and let's talk about what we need to create this little journal. Okay, so we're going to need, I don't know if you guys can see this, if you want to do a little screenshot. Okay, so we're going to need a card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then the small card base is 4.5 by 8 1/4, and then that is scored at 2 3/4 and 5.5. Then you're going to need DSP for the inside, 2 pieces, 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. The little gift card holder strip is 4 1/8 by 1 1/4. The cardstock scrap for the banner piece or little pocket is peach pie is what I used, 2.5 by 3.5 to die cut that little piece. That middle scrap of DSP is 2 3/4 by 2. The DSP pocket scrap, you'll understand this as we get going, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And the DSP strip on top of that is 2 3/4 by 1. And then the outside jacket, which is Pool Party on my original one, is 8.5 by 5.5. And the mat that I used in Pretty in Pink is 3 5/8 by 5 3/8. And then the outer DSP, I just used 3 3/8 by 5 1/4. And then you'll need 26 inches of ribbon. Okay, so let's get started with how we put it together. So the card base piece is 5.5 by 8.5. So I will take my 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and cut that in half with the long end at the top. So we're going to cut that in half at 5.5, and that'll give us a piece that's 5.5 by 8.5. And then our small card base is going to be 4.5 by 8 1/4. So we're going to bring this up to 4.5. And then we're going to take this down to 8 1/4, because right now it's 8.5. So it'll be 8 1/4. Okay. So those are the 2 pieces of basic white that you'll need to create the card. The large card base is going to be scored at 4 1/4. So right in half. And then the small card base is going to be scored at 2 3/4. And then 5.5. And that's going to be an accordion fold on that one. Okay, so let's just burnish those. So this will be your basic card base. And then we're going to accordion fold these. So we're going to do one mountain in the middle, and then we'll do the other one. It's going to come up over on top of that. So you'll get a piece that looks like this. Okay, and that is going to mount to the inside of this card so that it will come out like that. Okay, let's put those aside. So let's cut our 2 big pieces for inside. Those are going to be 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. So I'm going to take this piece and we're going to cut it at 5 3/8 first of all. And then we're going to make this, turn it and do 4 1/8. and a second one at 4 1/8. Oops. Okay, so those will be the two pieces that we need for right inside the card base. They're going to go here and here. So I'm just using liquid glue for this. I think this is my favorite piece of paper from this pack. I love this pool party with the gold. And I was going to try to make this one a little bit more masculine. So if I had a guy that I had to send it to, I could. This is kind of a card that's for like a monumental birthday, which is my daughter who's turning 40. I don't know that I have anybody else that's having a big birthday this year. So I'm not going to put a number in this card. I'm going to kind of almost finish it so that when I figure out who it's going to go to, I can make it special just for them. Okay, so those are the two pieces that are going to go inside. Then we're going to do, let me bring my little card over here. So those are the two pieces that went inside. Then you want to create this panel, decide what you're going to put here, and you're going to have this little strip, which is going to be 4 1/8 by 1 1/4. So I'm going to just use, I think I'm going to have enough here. 1 1/4, yep. Which is why I made it 1 1/4, because that was the little strip that I had left when I cut that up. So 4 1/8. By 1 1/4 for that little piece. And since that's going to be a gift card holder, you're going to want to just put adhesive on 3 sides of that. So I used some tear and tape, if I can find it. What did I do with my tear and tape? Oh, I'm looking right at it. Sorry. Okay. So I used some tear and tape for that. And I have to decide what wants to go in this little pocket or behind this little pocket. So I've got some choices. I've got a bunch of flowers, but I honestly think that if I use flowers, I might not want to send it to a guy. So I could use the balloons. That could be fun. That would be fun. Or I could use a cake, which would also be fun. And so we're going to do, yeah, I think that would be fun because I haven't used the cake or the balloons. I have a little balloon over here. So, all right, you guys, while I'm putting my tear and tape on here, you decide balloons or cake. Let me know which one you think we should use. All right, I'm going to just put tear and tape on 3 edges here of my little gift card piece. Lorraine says cake. Cake is really cute. I think I might have to buy more of this paper just for these little cutouts. I love them. And there's not a stamp of a cake in this set. Okay. Oh, Julie likes the cake too. Hi, Julie. All right, we're going cake. Now, am going to keep this flat here because I don't want to get, I did use dimensionals on some things, but I don't want to use dimensionals on everything because it's going to get too fat. This is a card that you're probably going to give to someone anyway. You're probably not going to send this in the mail, but I don't want it to get too fat. I'm going to put that right on that foil piece right there. There's the cake. And then we'll just take the pieces off of our tear and tape here. Even my take your pick tool doesn't want to take the tape off. There we go. Being stubborn. Okay. So we're going to put that right to the edge there. And that will be our little gift card pocket for our little gift card. Maybe. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So then on this side, we're going to add our accordion. Okay. And we can just glue that down. We're going to want to get that centered right in the middle of this page here. So we're going to get some tear and tape, some liquid glue on that. So I'm showing you this and then I'm telling you not to decorate this whole thing before you do the outside. So let me get this centered. Honestly, it'd be smarter to just do the outside first. But I already started. Okay, so let me grab some paper. So we're going to do a pool party on the outside. That is going to be, what did I say? 8.5 by 5.5. Okay, so we will take a piece of pool party. Because I know you guys know how to decorate the inside, so we'll work on the outside for a minute. All right, so it's 8.5 by 5.5. We will cut it in half here at 5.5. And I did not score that. And then the matte, I used Pretty in Pink, but tonight I'm going to use Peach Pie. And that's going to be 3 5/8 by 5 3/8. So we will take 5 3/8. Can't see me measuring, sorry. By 3 5/8. And we need 2 of those. Okay, and then we can decide what our designer series paper is going to be. So the way I did this was I simply put liquid glue here on this side, as close to the edges as I could get it, but not too thick because you don't want it to blurp out, and then all across this panel. Then you're going to take your cardstock and you want to line that up with the corners. Try not to get my fingers in the glue. So I'm going to line that up with each corner and the edge, and then just press that down. really well. Okay. And then what I did was I turned this over, and to help me fold it, I used the tip, the scoring tip from my, that comes with my Take Your Pick tool. And I simply just went near the edge here and scored a little bit just by hand right there, just to give me the ease with folding over here. Okay. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to put a bunch of glue. Oops, I just went right off the edge. And then we're just going to fold it over and smooth it out. So you want to do this before you get too many layers on the inside there. So it's going to smooth over that card. So I can see that it's just a smidge off on the edge here. And I think I will just trim that off when I get finished. Okay, see, again, I did it upside down. This is what happens. Got to be careful. All right, so then we're going to do the ribbon. So you're going to need about 26 inches of ribbon. I'm using this old ribbon that I've got that's Pool Party and white. I just brought it around my card, and then I put the two ends together and then pulled it so that it would be even. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is put a little bit of tear and tape underneath that ribbon, or you could just use a glue dot. You just need it to be held a little bit. So we're going to take, I can never tear this tape, my goodness gracious. Piece of tear and tape. For that side. And then I'm just going to flip it over and just make sure it's even. And get another little piece of tear and tape. That's going to go under this side. Okay. Then we can put the mat on, which you can do with liquid glue, or you could do with tear and tape, either one. It depends on how fat your ribbon is. You can just decorate the front if you want to. I'm doing both sides. Okay. And then you would want to decide what paper is going to go on the outside. And I'm not going to decide that right this second, because I don't know who I'm giving this card to. If it's a woman, I might just use that floral paper that has all the colors in it. But if it's a guy, I might decide that I need something a little bit more masculine. So I'm going to leave that. Whatever you do, when you put your designer series paper on there, make sure that your card is opening the right way, because if you've got a one-way design, you want to make sure that it's not upside down. Okay? All right. So then it's just up to us to decorate the inside. So let me show you real quick. I did that little pocket for the second panel, which is here. And I stamped that with the little banner stamp. Of course, like now I can't, here it is. I've put my dies on one side and my stamps on the other side. So here's our stamp set. So it's got this little banner stamp. And I just stamped it in peach pie on top of peach pie. Whoops. And just randomly made little banner print here. So little banners going across. I love this little stamp. So cute. It's just like party. Okay, I think we can put a little bit more right there. Okay. So that was the piece that went inside here. Right here. I just glued that down. And that's where in the original card I put the 40. But here I'm going to leave it blank just in case, because I don't know who we're going to give this one to again. And what I did there was used some of these little floral pieces. It was this one that we used with some little flowers. And we've got some little leaves. So that was what we did there. Then on this middle panel, I used this banner. Oh, I used a little cupcake there too. We could do a cupcake. If I haven't lost the cupcakes. There we go. I could put a cupcake. On the middle panel, what I did was this with the banners. And let me show you that real quick. So in the book, in the mini catalog, I realized that they actually used both of these banners. They used two banners to create that middle panel. And I didn't want to use two banners. I only wanted to use one. So I wanted to space it out a little bit. So I cut a piece of a little scrap of designer series paper here, which is 2 3/4 by 2, so that I could stick that in here. And is it going to fit? It might be a little bit wide. Let me just trim a teeny bit off of here. Yep. You never cut everything perfectly. Just give ourselves a little grace on that. Sometimes you got to snip it, make it fit. And I feel like it might have been a little lower. Oh well. All right. So let's go in here. And then what I did was I snipped this banner. So I made the top of it, I cut it right here. And I made that go down this way. And then this little piece on the end here, I snipped this. And I used that to overlap here. And then I went down here with this one. And I stamped hooray in the middle here. So that's how I made that happen. What I used to make it look cohesive are these little floral pieces that were pop-outs, were little die cuts, and I used them all up. That was these. So on this one, what I will have to do is the die set comes with some little flowers like that. Also has these little flowers. They're teeny tiny, but I can use those. And it's got some even teenier, tinier, if you can even believe it. I can't even pick it up. Hang on, let me get my take your pick tool. Even teenier, tinier little leaves, but we could use those just to hide the little ends of your banner there. That'll make it look really pretty and cohesive. Okay, and then for this last panel, again, we've got this piece is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. I don't think I cut that. Let me grab the paper. And just show you how I made that little pocket. So is this the right size? Yeah, that'll work. So it's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then I just kind of eyeballed. I want this to have a little bit of a slant here. So I just put the tip of one, well, the right-hand side tip in the channel of my cutter. And then I want to just cut a shallow wedge out of there. So I'm just going to bring that, cut that like that. So you'll just get a little bit of a wedge out of there. And that will be our little pocket here. You can see it's a little wide, so we've got to trim this down a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to put so much decoration on top of it. Okay, so again, you'll just put your tear and tape around 3 edges because we're going to use a little card to go in there. And then I decorated that with all kinds of stuff. I used one of these panels that came from the designer series paper here. I can't remember which one I was going to use. I had it all figured out here and I lost it. Oh, I don't know what I did with it. Anyway, all right, let's use this one. So what I did was use a little panel across here. And then I stamped birthday and fussy cut it. And then I just did a little flower that went on top of that with the leaves. And then I created a little tab here that said for your, so with the birthday. So that was my little journal. I don't want to keep you guys too late, but you can see basically how I decorated the inside. And those are the measurements for you if you want to cut this and create a mini journal card. Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know. I will be sending the directions out for this mini journal card in my upcoming email that will come out, what's today? It'll come out on Wednesday probably. But the directions and everything will be in there with a link back to this video so that you can kind of see how it all goes together. Okay, let's get out of here and go back over here. All right, there we go. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly remind you, let me set this aside. I got to glue this all together when we get done here. All right. I just wanted to remind you that it is Celebration. So this suite or this set, if you purchase the whole suite, it's $73.25. But if you're like me and you don't love this ribbon, I could do without that ribbon. This set comes to about $66, which is still enough to qualify for a Celebration item. So you could get this beautiful paper and the stamp set and the dies to create this mini journal card exactly like you just saw it for $66. And then you'll get a freebie from the Celebration catalog. And I would suggest getting some of the other beautiful paper that is available for Celebration. Okay, so that's it for me tonight, you guys. Hopefully you guys will have a good weekend. I'm going to be planning for my next get-together, which is February 8th. You can find all the details to that in my email that I'm going to be sending out Wednesday as well. So to subscribe to my email, you would go to my website, which is thismustbeinc.com, and subscribe right there for my email, and you will get the directions for this card as well as all my upcoming events and I don't know, maybe extra inspiration. You never know what's going to be in that email. It's good. Okay, so that's it for me. Carol something happened. Misspelled that. Oh, okay, she misspelled something. Oh, don't worry about misspelling my name. Do not worry a bit. I'm called all kinds of things by all kinds of people, so I'm used to it. It's no problem. All right, everybody have a good weekend and stay crafty, my friends. We'll see you next week.